I guess we just got this one mortised out here, and I was going to, I thought let me go ahead and drill my hole. I said, you know what, let's stop because there's so much variation or variableness in where this sits. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mortise this one out, and before I drill my hole for my screw here, I'm going to hang my sash in this opening. I'm going to attach this hinge down here where it goes, and then wherever this middle one lands, relative to this, in and out, I'll screw it there so that it's attached in its relaxed position. I could force it one way or the other. You do have a little bit of flexibility, that way, but I'm going to try to go with it in a relaxed way.
Optimal working environment.
Yeah, it's a really nice one. I really like the bushes. The bushes, and then having to have the scaffold to reach the top, and then not being able to reach the hinge at the bottom. You gotta climb down, right, to get the hinge at the bottom, but then you're at the bottom, so now I got a bucket at the bottom to stand on so I can reach the middle hinge. That's not bad.
Maybe a little bit taller.
All right. Tell me up or down. You guide me.
Up, right there. Move way out. Well, that's really cool.
All right, now I gotta climb down. Like that. That's pretty good. Okay. Get my bags unhooked off the ladder. There you go. Okay, there. Now, oh, there.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, I gotta get that guy. Hold on. All these little details. Okay. There you go. Oh. There you go. Yep, you're right. Yeah, you got it. You got one on there? All right. There you go. Now, where's this one hit? That's a good question. See? Ah. You know what? Stand on my bucket. That's interesting. Huh. Oh, but you know what? Maybe if I move my leg, my post back a little bit. Huh. No, it didn't work? No, it didn't work. Let me see. Well, let's do it like this. Loosen it a little. Ah. See that? I wouldn't say this one was the hardest, okay, but I would say this got to be the second hardest, just because, oh, who knows.
The new one was probably the hardest.
Most time consuming. That one's actually pretty satisfying, actually. Well, that's interesting. So now,
Edit that out.
what? Edit what? Here's the thing right here is there's so much going on here. I don't think I'm going to use the hinge screws that came with it for this. I gotta try to suck that in. you know, I'm gonna put a bigger screw in there for now to see if I can suck it in. Ah, see what it did? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do something here. That's crazy. That screw went in a totally different direction. Okay. So I wonder how it's going to close now. Now I got to get out of the way so I can close it. All right, I can get off my bucket. There you go. Close this one. See how she fits. There's one. That's not bad right there. Huh.
Big at the top.
Kinda. What's that?
Big gap at the top.
Big gap at the top, yeah. Look, yeah, you're right. It's touching here, touching there. Look at the gap there, okay? But you can see, look at this big old fat knot right there. You know? I don't know, it's crazy, you know, I mean, so I think what I got, I'm gonna try to drive a wedge, but I also think there's a big old fat nail there, kind of holding it. Yeah, the nail is about here, so I can start to drive the wedge there, to wedge it apart, straighten it. I mean, it's crazy the things you have to do to make things work, I guess. Down, look what I did right there. See that? See how it's pushing that out now?
Yeah.
Look, see? Okay, so let me back that off now. Well, that's good to know. So, okay, look. So in my car, I think in the back seat, I've got some 3-inch screws I went and bought.
Okay.
You know, it's gonna be time. We're gonna have to put this in the right position, screw it, so it doesn't move on us.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Another thing I'll show you too is look. You know, see what this stuff is? This is tar paper, and you know, you saw what I was using to shim out my hinges. I was using my business cards, right? But I'm using the tar paper because, I mean, it's cheap, right? And what you're looking for is something that doesn't compress much, right? So, and this has actually got a thickness to it, you know? Two of them together like this, I mean, it might be 3/32, you know what I'm saying? Which is a 1/16 and a half, you know? You might get, if you get 3 of them, shoot, you might get a whole 1/8 out of that, you know what I'm saying? You know, of moving your, you know, hinge position in or out one way or the other. And that's, you know, in work like this, you know, I'm gonna shim out this one, and I might shim, I think I'll probably shim out this one here. But, you know, it's, the idea is, you know, you want something like this that doesn't compress much. Like, you can use a piece of soft wood like this, but, you know, it'll compress and stuff. But anyway, so let's see if I can stick a shim in here like this. Now I'm gonna leave these hinges intact for the moment, you know, because I can just, it'll allow me to leave the door in place and shim, you know, appropriately. See, I just put that shim right there. There we go. I can feel a little bit like it made it stick out a little bit better. So put this on the screw tip there, and there we go. See, you know, that will. If you need to close them a little bit, you know, you'd have that center joint a little bit closer together. You know, add a little shim there, and it might do the trick. So. Almost got it, man. That's really, really interesting. You know, all the little things I've had to do, you know, to make this one work. And I had to shim the legs, right? Like this being the leg. I had to pin it at the bottom. That, at first, you know, I had to take that hinge, push it out, that bottom hinge. I had to take this hinge, yeah. That hinge went out, and this hinge went out. So they both went like that because there's a warp in the sashes I had to account for. So it needed to go out that way about 3/8 of an inch on the bottom. So I split the difference to about, I don't know, 3/16 or a quarter. And I did this one about 3/16 or a quarter. It still wasn't enough. So I had to take this hinge off, bring it in, so that everything just finally kind of lines up right, you know. And so, like I said, I mean, I'm almost there. And I just got a couple of, I gotta cut one more shim out of my handy dandy tar paper here. This hinge down. And this will be my set of 4. I got one right here. Boom. So I got a little bit of shim here. Hang on to those for just a second. Just goes here, I think. I'll put it on this side first, though. Oh, this is where my shims go. All right, that's my shim. Okay, this goes here. Got. That's where I use my one long screw right there. Hold this guy. Oh, hold on. Not in the right position. There. That's the right position. I'm going to get the other screw in. Okay, but I'm not going to set it all the way. I'll show you why in just a second. Okay, loosen this guy up a little, because look, see how my hand's not sitting flat? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to loosen that a little bit. Now it sits flat. See that? Okay. Got my little Vicks bit here. And I'm going to put this guy where it goes. Put a screw on there. Good. Okay. Make sure that it's good and tight. I'm gonna actually angle a little bit here. There we go. That in. Drill my hole. There we go. Now, tighten up my screws. Like that. He says. And one last screw right here in the middle. Bam. One of these screws down here. Tell you what, casements aren't for the faint of heart. Let's see how these things close. I'm hoping this is the grand finale. There's a little bit of hinge bind. Not sure what that's from. You know what it's from? It's from the tension on that hinge, I think. Man, that looks pretty good. What the? Something, I don't like it though. Gosh. See how it's doing? It wasn't doing that before. I think it has to do with this hinge position. I kind of forced that hinge position. I bet you if I take these screws out, it'll pop over a little bit. Yep, it did. So that was, I had it in the right spot probably before. All right, anyway, so now I have to shove those holes. All right, well, all right, this is my little shim here. Fill in my screw hole. I think it would break too. Look at that. Obviously, it's going to break. All the other ones okay, and then you put the one on camera, and it breaks. Okay. So anyway, what most people don't realize is that this shim came from the original sill that I was standing on. You know, that would be important to some people, to be able to reuse as much of the old window as possible, save every last splinter, so that, you know. All right, do this again. This is not. Oh, there we go. Let's see how it works before I put all those screws in. Oh, see, yeah, that feels a lot better. It's got a little bit of tension there, but oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, you can't really see it from out there, from in here, but you know, it's weird. I got a bigger space here than I do up there. I don't really know why, but it's like the sash has a curve to it or something. I think it's going to be fine. Go ahead and put that in. Oh yeah. This will be maybe the grand finale. The only thing that might have made this go faster is if I had a Festool brand drill.
Absolutely.
You know. There you go. Boom. All right. That's nice.